Welcome everyone to the What's Left podcast. John here with Jake and Brad. We are the punk rock garage band podcast, adding our voice of resistance as loudly as we can here on the Derealization Nation Media Network, the ever-growing Derealization Nation Media Network, which is thanks to you guys liking and subscribing. If you haven't done it yet, you should do it. You don't want to miss any of our videos. Hit that notification bell on the top part of the top right-hand part of the screen, probably. I don't know. It's a bell. Find it, please. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. But we want to start with the good stuff first, before we get to our turds of the week and little TikTok videos. But guys, the best thing happening today uh, was the inauguration of the new mayor of New York City, Zoran Kwame Mondame. Mondani. We have some pictures. Oh, yep, there we go. Of people having a good time. Uh, Yeah, that's the one who's not having such a good time there in the background. That's former Mayor Eric Adams. Mom Donnie's uh, first move as the new mayor was to cancel any executive order that Eric Adams signed post his corruption charges, which just makes perfect fucking sense. So take notes, Democratic presidential hopefuls, uh, in a world in which we still have a president. So, all right. I got a video here to show. Quick clip. I recommend everybody check out the full videos on YouTube, Midas Touch Network, and Zateo. Um, there, but there's a lot of great speeches. AOC gives a great speech. Some people you've probably never heard of give some really good speeches too. The Amon was really good, very inspiring. And Zoran's speech is very it was pretty long too, and very, very good. But we're not that long of a podcast, so we're just gonna do this little piece here.
I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist. I will not abandon my principles for fear of being deemed radical. As the great senator from Vermont once said, what's radical is a system which gives so much to so few and denies so many people the basic necessities of life. We will strive each day to ensure that no New Yorker is priced out of any one of those basic necessities. And throughout it all, we will, in the words of Jason Terrence Phillips, better known as Jadakiss or Jay to the Moi, be outside. Because this is a government of New York, by New York, and
Hold on a second. I'm sorry to pause it here. We have a picture, but this is better. This is on the right there in the center is Chuck Schumer. We have a Schumer sighting. These motherfuckers had the goddamn audacity to show up at this thing after not endorsing for the longest time. The one next to him is Jerry Nadler, who at least had the common fucking goddamn sense to retire this year. These are the corporate sellout Democrats attending this joyous social Democrat celebration. And yeah, they look like they're enjoying it about as much as they should. I hope that they were. I hope that their socks were wet. But guys, pretty cool to see. That's Zohran Mamdani, first Muslim mayor of New York City, first immigrant in a long time. Pretty cool stuff, man. I mean, in a world with not a lot of good news, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope he's a shining example of what could be.
Yeah. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever. And we're going to be having some guests on in the next few weeks. We're going to talk about this stuff with them. It's happening outside of the Democratic Party establishment. Like they do not claim still to this day Zoran's victory in any of their like posts. They'll be like, "Oh, the DNC wins," and they'll put up all the governor stuff. They will not put up Zoran, and they do not put up what's her name out in Seattle either, the other Democratic Socialists. It's really becoming like its own separate party. And if it is, then so fucking be it. Whatever needs to happen, we're here for it. You know what I mean?
And if it does become its own party, this is where we need to take our victories. We need to take them in Congress. We need to take them at the mayoral level because you're not going to get one in at president now. That's just not happening.
Yes. We're going to
The
be
two
talking
party
to
system, the electoral college has ruined that.
for sure. We've got two independent candidates, both from California, different districts, that we're going to be talking to over the next two Sundays, and we're definitely going to be diving into that idea because I've always said, and as someone who in 16 voted third party for president, and have always kind of advocated for the idea of having more than two parties as being necessary. I've always said, and it remains true, and I'm not just me, like it's not like I made this up, what Brad just said. And that's where if you're serious about change in third party, you can't just show up for the presidential election and vote for Jill Stein. Like you got to put people non-affiliated in your local spots in your local government, your state government, first and foremost. And Congress, especially Congress, because Congress is supposed to be the direct representative of the people. So even more so, there it should be broken up. It should not be overwhelmingly governed by these fucking corporations and sellouts. All right, Bernie gave a speech too. As you know, as of course he did, he was the one who swore Zoran in. Zoran, the first mayor to be sworn in on the Quran, which I thought was pretty sick. Like pretty historic stuff overall. Like, I mean, just I don't know. I've watched most of it honestly, and I was having the time of my life. I'm just it's so exciting to see. And so here's what happened though when Bernie brought up taxing the rich.
Lastly, and maybe most importantly,
Maybe.
demanding that the wealthy and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes.
I stand alongside over 1 million New Yorkers who voted for this day nearly 2 months ago. And I stand just as resolutely alongside those who did not. I know there are some who view this administration with distrust or disdain, or who see politics as permanently broken. And while only action can change minds, I promise you this. If you are a New Yorker, I am your mayor.
Oh yeah. You love to see it because you know Nadler and Schumer were up there in that crowd along with Eric Adams, who was the future of the Democratic Party just a few years ago, before he got caught taking bribes from Turkey. Uh, you know, these guys, they had to sit there and listen to those people scream what we're all screaming, tax the rich. Jake, I know you love to see that's your boy.
I
Like
love Bernie.
Jake was one of the first ones on board with Bernie back in 16.
I campaigned for this man.
Yeah, Jake.
First time ever campaigning was for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, because it's energy. Like,
Mhm.
you're not getting that from Hillary goddamn Clinton.
No, he's still the best out there. I'm
And
just
then the
upset he
powers
didn't
that
wear his
be decided
mittens.
that we were not ready to give that a shot.
No, we were
Hillary
so
amazingly
afraid.
made it as the primary.
You saw how uncomfortable and Nadler and Schumer were. They're like, this. Oh my, this is just too much energy. Like,
Mhm.
this is too much energy for politics. We need to calm this down. We need to have a little bit less excitement.
Yeah.
You know.
This
So
doesn't feel very status quo, guys. We gotta reel it back in.
I'm not sure how the donors are going to feel about this. So let's put up these slides there, Jake, because we're going to talk about like this is a very popular thing. This is just what's got to happen. So in 1960, top marginal tax rate was 91% applied to income over 200,000 for single filers, or roughly 1.5 million by today's dollars. By 2017, it's been slashed down to 37%. Now that's over decades since Reagan. It's been just hacked at with a machete. But from 91% to 37%. Marginal tax rate, for those who don't know, means taxing after a certain uh, level of income has been reached. Right. So like if you after you make 1.5 million dollars, you start to pay 91% of everything on top of that, not your total earnings, but everything past $1.5 million. So say even like we just, you know, put the cap at $1 billion and charged everything at 91% over $1 billion, we would have so much goddamn money to spend in this country. We could have roads paved for chocolate. You know what I mean? Like it could be very, very nice for us. The 400 wealthiest American families paid an average federal average income tax rate of just 8.2% between 2010 and 2018, while typical American families pay 13%. That's crazy. The more you make, the less you spend. ProPublica analyzed the IRS data. It says 25 wealthiest Americans saw their wealth grow by $401 billion from 2014 to 18. It's an average of $1 billion a year while paying just 13.6 billion in federal tax income tax, which is a true rate of 3.4%. That's crazy. So here you have one of the world's most depressing pie charts. Please don't punch the drywall. You can't afford it. There's the bottom 50% of workers hold 2.4% of the wealth, while the top 10% own 64.1% of all the United States wealth. And the top 1% own 33.5%. Half of this country has to live off of 2.4%. The pie chart with the little sliver there, I mean, it's a good visual.
Give me a zoom in.
You might have to. I don't know if anybody can see that slice. It's a small slice. It is a very
Imagine telling
broad.
kids in school that the American dream is that hopefully the bottom 50% of you will be able to touch 2.5% of the total U.S. wealth.
Yep. But all they do is they parade around on Instagram the wealthy and they show off their lifestyle and tell you that if you just work really hard that you can have that too. And it's not true. Like it's not true. Maybe because one or two people break through the fucking ceiling doesn't make it so. It makes there's millions, literally millions of people in that sharing that 2.4%. So yeah. All right, Jake. Check this other chart out too, because this is not that one yet. That's depressing too. But this is do you support increasing taxes on families earning over $250,000 annually? And that's a low number, right? $250,000 annually. Families support 62% at 250K annually for families, right? That's plus 38% net support. And 23 of the 24 sub-audiences are supportive, including Trump supporters and Republicans. At a much smaller number, but still there. That's crazy.
And that's not even what we're fighting for. Like it shows support at $250,000. We're just talking about, hundreds
Right.
of millions and billions of dollars.
Why won't YouGov ask the question about a 90% marginal tax rate over $1 billion? Because if you're not for that, I don't know what you're for. If you think that anybody in this world will ever outlive $1 billion, then you don't know how much $1 billion is. Like you're not grasping how much money $1 billion is. That we have multiple multi-billion billionaires in one country is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, a guy was arguing with me that, well, I'm 35 years old and I just made my first $1 million. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. If you live for
900
$3,500 more years. If you live for 3,500 more years, you'll make your first $1 billion. Congratulations.
Oh, these people don't get it. They don't get it. It's a big club, but you're not in it. Uh, yeah. Good job on your first million. 999 more to go.
Yeah. It only took you 32 years for the first one, or 35 years for the first one.
Yeah. I hear they really start to flow after that. You might get it done in a couple of centuries. That's fucking wild, bro. All right. Jake, you can kill the graphics. Um, so Donald Trump, on the flip side, had his New Year's Eve party, where the President of the United States invited Donald Trump to join him at Mar-a-Lago. Um, being facetious, of course, but Benjamin Netanyahu was there. Uh, uh, and most of the videos that I found are all going to get us copyrighted, so I'm just not going to play them. But they're widely available all over the internet for some reason. Only when I play them, they get fucking slapped for copyright issues. But I digress. There's caviar bars, very fancy dinner, posh country club shit. Guys that did a charity auction for a painting. You've seen this woman on TikTok before. She's like the one who like paints Jesus to proud to be an American. And it's yeah, you know what I mean? That same sloppy Jesus pic. He sold that thing for like $2.5 million.
For what
That's
charity? You can't
so,
call it a charity event without the charity like heads and stuff being, you know what I mean? Like, where were they? Who is it for?
I actually have no idea. I guess I'm so used to the idea that like this guy just fucking him and his family steal from charities that like I didn't even bother to figure out which one they're pretending it's for because I know already that it's not going to an actual
Right.
charity.
Exactly.
That was without fucking question.
I feel like fine art is just tax fraud. They're like, oh, let me buy this painting this lady did on the patio for $2.5 million for charity.
R- Right. Right. It's yeah, they were like Hunter Biden sold this painting and everybody was like, well, that's how paintings work. I mean, it's probably true. These rich people, like we just said, they just don't pay taxes. They will pay
Right. Yeah, no, that's just
any
the tax write-off.
anything else. Yeah, they
I
will do
paid two and a
anything
half
else.
million dollars for this painting. Paid
Yeah.
$11 in income tax last year.
Oh, it was $2.75 million. This stupid fucking Jesus painting. Trump's wish for the new year, peace on earth. That's his resolution. God.
So
Didn't
he's
we
gonna
just get
die?
Israel fighter jets like two
No.
days ago?
Yeah, maybe. I guess that would be one way to bring
I'm
a.
turning a leaf. I'm turning a leaf. That was the old me. This ain't me.
That's funny as fuck. So half the auction will go to St. Jude's Children's Hospital and half to the local sheriff's department.
The local sheriff's department.
Wow. So giving money to St. Jude's after slashing child cancer research and eliminating it from the entire country. Like the research is gone now, and we can't recover that research. Um, but I mean, good, I guess. But it's like one point. It's a fraction of a percentage of what we were spending for cures for cancer. But oh my God, these people suck. Christy Nome was there, Benjamin Netanyahu, Emirati billionaire, I forget how you say that, Sajwani or something. Bill Ratner from Amazon, the director from Rush Hour 4, the Epstein Files guy. Yeah, he was there doing the Melania documentary. Uh, Janine Pirro was there because there was wine. Uh, so yeah, it was tickets $1,450. That's fucking crazy.
Was that charity money too, or is that just
Yeah, it doesn't say. I mean, I'm sure there's expenses,
They
they
had
have
to
to
cover the
cover.
entertainment, like
Right. Which was Vanilla Ice and a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cosplayer. Uh
fun?
Yeah,
and a knockoff group to perform the YMCA.
naturally. I don't know. I think they got the one guy who's still alive.
Oh, okay,
Why would they get the Village People?
brother.
Do they know what the
That's
Village People stood for?
the, the Trump dance is yeah.
It's to the YMCA. He loves the YMCA. And the only
Weren't
surviving,
Wait, correct me if I'm weren't the Village People all gay?
yeah, 100%. The album is about the song is about cruising the YMCA for gay sex. That's what the
Exactly.
song is about, has always been understood to have been about. But the only surviving member of the group, that's why you didn't know this. So the only surprise, this is in the news a while ago. So the only surviving member of the group, though, this was during the election, was like, oh no, uh, not a gay anthem at all, sold out, and like now he just dances for Trump, like it's in his little uh cop costume or whatever, whichever one.
Yeah, right. He was a cop. He was probably the Native American.
I assume he was the cop just because, now he's a
Yeah.
Republican. That's just my guess. I
Okay, well
figured
that's great.
if
I
anybody
didn't
was
know that.
if anybody was
I
gonna
didn't
stab
know.
somebody in the back, like I assumed it would have been the cop. It was just my, but yeah, so yeah, that's what they're doing. Uh, and then he accused Somalis of scamming people while selling art and definitely stealing from those charities, in my opinion. Uh, yeah, so that's what was going on with our current president, who is still somehow not being impeached. Israel, Jake, you put that graphic up one time. But Francesca Albanese says that scholars now estimate that 680,000 is the more likely death toll number from Gaza. And this coincides too, by the way, with the number of Palestinians that they say are left in the area, because there's like the missing part from the 2.3 to the 1.5 million is somewhere, right? There was 2.3 million people living in Gaza before. It's 1.5 million now. So this number is much closer to that. So they're estimating around 680,000, and 380,000 of those would be infants under 5. So if you come at me with some Hamas bullshit, I will fight you. Like I will fight you.
That's disgusting. That's the oh my gosh. That's what
But
people are defending. That's the administration.
Mhm.
Like they're being paid by these people, the ones that are killing 350,000 children.
Yeah.
Apparently, they are the victim. Israel's the victim. You didn't know that? 380,000 deaths later of children. Israel's still the victim.
1,200 deaths on October 7th equals 380,000 murdered infants.
And being in the support of the pro-life party.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah. Apparently, life begins at the cum shot and ends at birth. Like after that, it's pretty much grab your bootstraps and find a titty. Like I don't know.
Got a lot of work
You're
to
on,
do.
you're on your own, bud. Get a job.
get to the mines.
Yeah, get some of that clean, beautiful coal in your lungs. All right, that's enough talk about them. Let's go to our favorite segment. It's our longest running segment. It's time for Punch
People have to flush their toilet
in
15
the turd bowl.
times. Toilets.
Yeah, very few things have survived since the first show. This microphone and that segment. It's time. This is the time of the week where we go and we sift through what has been a fire hose of shit and try to find some of the worst turds that may have gotten overlooked, missed, or just need to be reiterated. Um, and I'm going to start this week because this is just okay. First of all, Jack Smith's testimony came out, right? Uh, and just Trump is guilty on so many levels of trying to overthrow a free and fair election in 2020. He is guilty of retaining documents He's also guilty in several other state cases, in my opinion, on those ones. But the facts are out there now. And the facts are also out there on these Epstein files, right? Everything that keeps coming out keeps making this guy more and more guilty. So before I played the clip from Katie Johnson, who was dismissed back in 2016 when she brought her story, 2015 when she brought her story forward, and then had to go back into hiding. Trump knowingly funneled his masseuses from Mar-a-Lago to Jeffrey Epstein. If nothing else is true about that story, he knew who he was before he was criminally indicted. He supplied him with girls. They partied with girls all before this man was indicted. He is well aware, if nothing else, was well aware of everything that Jeffrey Epstein was about. He was not unclear. And to this point, to be brutally honest, if people think, that this is about Trump, it is not. As far as I'm concerned, they all fucking knew at least some of this. And the fact that they are all still silent is absolutely insane. And I'm talking Larry Summer, I'm talking Bill Clinton, I'm talking if you were at, around, or near Mar-a-Lago or Jeffrey Epstein in those early 90s to the early 2000s, basically, you knew that this man was a monster and you share some culpability. And the longer you stay quiet about what you know, the worse off you are. Even if what you know is nothing, to not be in public stating what you do not know and apologizing to the girls who you probably ran across at some point during these different parties, during your golf club outings, all these things. You're a sick fucking person. And Trump is at least among that category. You cannot argue that fact any longer. Okay? You can pretend, but you cannot argue that fact any longer. Now, Katie Johnson came forward in 2015. Her video is resurfacing. This is a pretty good little cut up. We are probably going to listen to most of this. I may pause it at times for commentary, but just buckle in. I don't want to say trigger warning, but also I do want to say, like, this stuff is gruesome, violent, and yeah. Just know what we're getting into.
How did you meet Donald Trump?
I met Donald Trump at some parties I attend that I was working for Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. There was about 3 or 4 times that I had encounters with Donald Trump.
And how old were you when you met him?
I was 13.
13. And how did the initial meeting, how did that work?
The first time that I met Donald Trump was...
Seriously. We need absolute quiet.
And he basically asked if I could come over and give him a hand job. And at first, I wasn't very comfortable with it. This was like my first party, and I didn't think that was my responsibility. But my recruiter told me that I needed to do it, so I agreed to. And then I began to. Sorry, this is a little difficult, but before I gave him a hand job, he kind of slapped my hand away and said, "You need to use a glove." And the recruiter ran over and handed me a glove and said, "No one touches Mr. Trump's penis without a glove." So I needed to use a glove. I gave him a hand job, and then immediately after, he had an orgasm, he left, and I didn't see him again at that party. having the party.
So that's her first encounter with Epstein. She talks about the hand job. She also talks about multiple times of being involved with other girls in rape fantasy stuff. Trump, oh my God, Trump liked to watch. Trump liked to brutalize. Um, he once had her engage with a Hispanic girl for some role play and a rape fantasy, where he had them make out uh, and then busted in on them and threatened to, uh, my God, call uh, deportation on Maria if they didn't do as he said. Um, she describes the first time he raped her. She talks about she talks about like begging for it to stop. And she uh yeah, just like it's not just that he was there. She accuses him of being extremely involved, extremely physical, and she was 13. She said the oldest girls there was had just turned 16, and that most of them were between 13 and 14.
It had to do with him being in power, but extreme power, and it's very hard to even. It was always intimidating when he was like that. It was always, you didn't really know if it was true or. I mean, like if you refused to play along, would he really call immigration on Maria? Would he really get rid of us both? And I didn't even want to know what that meant. You know, I always didn't. It wasn't a game. It just felt like it wasn't a game.
Yeah.
The one night that I had the blonde wig on, he mentioned that I looked like, I looked like to, that I reminded him of his daughter. And actually the maid fantasy, I didn't have a blonde wig on. I was trying to stay away from blonde wigs at the time. But he actually told Tiffany that that's what he wanted me to wear. Like he wanted it, and anytime I put it on, anytime I had it on and he'd see me, he would say, "Oh man, you look," and it wasn't like "Oh, you remind me of my daughter." It was this sick, evil, like, you remind me of my daughter. It was just this weird pleasure, sick smile. Like I don't even want to know what he was thinking about. I could imagine what he was thinking about. After the parties would end, we were to report to Mr. Epstein and basically tell him everything that happened, with who, what they liked, what they disliked, if there was any requests, if there was any talk about anything. That's what we told Mr. Epstein everything, and then he paid us, and then we got to go home. And most with me, I would either, I normally got taken to the airport, so to go back home. The fact that Trump has a chance to be the next president makes me feel disgusting inside. I've always been proud to be an American. I think we live in a beautiful country. But I just see him ruining everything. He's a horrible, what he portrays on the outside isn't even that great, but people don't even know the half of how evil, how sick and twisted that man is.
So, just reaction before I move on.
That should have been the end of this before it ever began. But wealthy people can always use the excuse of they're lying. I'm just wealthy, so they're attacking me. And that has worked for Donald Trump at every turn because that's his excuse all the time. I'm a very powerful man. These people are just lying.
Yeah.
So we quit believing survivors because wealth is the only thing Americans actually care about.
It's what we worship. Jake, not listening to women is a time-honored American tradition. This was a catastrophic failure by so many people. I don't know, reactions to just how fucking evil that is.
That should have put a stop to his campaign immediately. Anybody else, they would have deep dived into it, gotten all the evidence they needed, and gotten someone else off for the campaign trail. The fact that so many people supported him and let him lie that it was a lie and enforce this bullshit narrative that none of this ever happened is insane to me. It's disgusting. It's so wrong. It's bigotry. It's everything under the sun. And this man is in the highest power in this country now
Yeah, for a second time.
for a second time.
Yeah, this was. I mean, this happened before it happened the first time.
Right.
Clearly, nothing's gotten better. Nothing's gotten better about that situation at all. And one of the reasons that it's clearly, not getting out is because it just this man had deep ties. So she mentions how the way in which she, the likes and dislikes, that is typical pimp and sex worker behavior. Like to report to that person and they get paid from that person and not from the, you know, uh, directly. So anyway, uh, yeah. But the interesting part was that she mentioned how she made him tell her everything, everything. He had cameras everywhere. It was clearly, uh, you know, he had a lot of dirt. He has a lot of dirt on all these people. Jake, can you give me my graphic? This is an example of some of the stuff that can be found um, from these documents. This is from Drop Site News, who's been doing an incredible job. They've been really focused on the emails that were released. And a lot of those emails were with former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. This one says, can you zoom in just a hair, Jake? I can barely see that. In 2011, Jeffrey Epstein helped set up up a little bit further.
2011.
Yeah. I was involved in the efforts to develop financing in Israel's Leviathan gas field. He coached Barack as he sought foreign partners and ways to maneuver around Israel's anti-monopoly regulations. Netanyahu agreed to the Epstein-arranged J.P. Morgan meeting on March 23rd, 2011. The same day, the Knesset Finance, that's the Israeli Congress Finance Committee, voted to raise taxes on natural gas exports, a move that helped clear the path for Leviathan's commercial development. Epstein died in 2019 while still in talks to help engineers Barack's political comeback. But today, like literally today, Israel has finalized a $35 billion deal to export Leviathan gas to Egypt, shaping its energy economy and regional relationships. The paper keeps showing that Epstein wasn't just orbiting power, he was embedded in it. And I do encourage everybody to check out Drop Site News for more stuff like this. But I just wanted to pull that as one example of how much is in there. This needs to be focused on. As far as I'm concerned, uh, when Congress should be back soon from their fucking vacation number 1,000 this year. And as soon as they get there, every single person, Republican, Democrat, with a soul needs to be fighting for uh, subpoenas, transparency, interviews, helping the FBI in any way they can to vet this stuff. And if that includes it likely includes getting rid of Kash Patel and Pam Bondi through impeachment to get them out of the way. But uh, everything that can be done must be done. And that's my turn.
Yeah, let's see if Congress actually does anything. Because again, December, what was it, 19th? We were supposed to have all this anyway. So,
Yeah. I don't know. That stuff though, like that takes the wind out of you. Like that takes the whole like your whole spirit and just fucking flushes it down the toilet. So like I can't, there's got to be some fucking humans in Congress. There has to be a couple. And if there isn't, man, fucking watch out and pick the right ones in the midterms, man. Don't put monsters like that back in power.
it's one thing for Congress and our government to fail us economically because
Sure.
shit happens. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever. They're gonna fail. That's what it
Hmm.
is. But when Congress starts failing us at a moral level, then things need to change.
Yeah, all this bullshit talk about public safety and crime rates. Motherfucker, what?
Right?
All right. Who wants to go next?
If I go, I'll go. Uh, I'm going to talk about the fraud at the Minnesota daycares, as reported by Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley's career started as a YouTube prankster, I think, is essentially like from what I've gathered, he was just a YouTube pranker.
Hmm.
Um, and now he's apparently the leading manufacturer of right wing outrage. Because they are pissed about this one, dude. They are upset. Uh, Nick Shirley wanted to prove that there was fraud at daycares by taking him and multiple other men with cameras to daycares and demanding access to the children. He thinks that because these people weren't giving him access to the kids with his camera crew, that they obviously were operating a false front and it was all just to scam the government. Um, Again, his leading reason is because he didn't see any kids. But again, you shouldn't because that's their job is to protect the children. You should
Yeah,
never see them. You shouldn't be allowed in the building. Could you play the video of him talking to the lady from the CNN?
sure. Here we go.
How do you know that you're right? How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
That was conservative YouTuber Nick Shirley. His viral video where he's going door to door at daycares in the Minneapolis area and saying that he's uncovering massive amounts of fraud at Somali-run daycares has exploded on social media. Elon Musk retweeted the video. J.D. Vance retweeted the video. CNN is looking into Shirley's claims. This idea of fraud in Minnesota, though, is not new. In fact, for many, many years, the Department of Justice has been prosecuting cases against dozens of defendants, many of whom are concentrated in the Somali American community here in the Minneapolis area. Some of those cases actually began under Biden's DOJ in 2022 for a various list of different types of frauds. And so far, there have been at least 80 people indicted, at least 56 convictions. Attorney General Pam Bondi responded to the Shirley video, as did the FBI Director Kash Patel. Both of them say federal law enforcement has been all over this from the beginning and has secured many indictments. Further, this has become a major political headache for Governor Tim Walz because Republicans here in Minnesota say he is ultimately responsible for these fraud issues, for not doing enough to have an adequate level of accountability. Governor Walz says that he has done a lot. He's shut down one program. He's established a program integrity director. He says that he is doing what he can to try to root out this fraud.
There you go.
So,
Fraud in what? Can you explain to me what fraud?
Child care.
yeah, so they're just basically saying that they were like lying about their numbers to get federal funding.
The state checks on that. That's why we have state checks. That's why we have people who come into these daycares and check these things out on an upper level.
That's how they were busted in the first place. That's why a lot of those places were shut down.
Because of the regulations they already have in place. We don't need some dumbass little boy coming in and knocking on the door.
They just know right now that they need to find a new group to hate.
Yeah.
So they try and expose this fraud as like brand new, groundbreaking news by Nick Shirley, when in reality, it's been going on for years, has already been exposed, they've already done indictments, they've already done convictions. People are being held accountable for it by the same person in the same government that they say is doing nothing in Tim Walz. So it's very clear that like they just have such big feelings, dude, that they can just get them angry about whatever they want. Like they weren't mad about it when it was uncovered 3 years ago. It wasn't even mentioned. They weren't, and now it's all the outrage. The Somalians are destroying the country and they're stealing all this money from us and blah 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 blah. And they just pick a new marginalized group to hate, and they do not. Facts are gone now. We don't care. The Somalians are who we hate now. The Somali Americans are the downfall of this country, and we need to get rid of them all. Starting with Ilhan Omar and her radical views.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just fact free. It's completely fact free. I mean, the numbers that they're throwing out, there's not that much federal funding that goes to Minnesota for childcare. It's like $185 million total for like the whole state. It's like what they're talking about, like these billions of dollars of fraud, billions of dollars does not go to Minnesota for childcare. Like you're not the numbers don't match up. I forget what the exact numbers are, but it's not close. So like even that part of it is just like it's impossible. Like it could isn't even possible. And you won't hear them talk much about the rest of the PPE fraud that happened all over the goddamn country with people opening small businesses of all sorts and taking PPP loans, and then, never paying them back and then having them
Never paying it
forgiven
back.
because they're not student loans somehow.
The LA Lakers took out a PPP loan. Small business, come on.
You fucking, what's their name? Janine, oh my God, how am I forgetting the name of the fucking Lakers owners? Whatever. They don't need it. Billionaires.
No. But
Merger.
that's my turd. But like the biggest part of the turd is just that these people called us snowflakes for caring about other people, and their whole entire stick, the whole gimmick for them, just relies solely on emotion. It doesn't rely on facts. It doesn't rely on anything other than just getting them fired the hell up. That's all they care about. They don't believe in anything. We've already discussed this in multiple prior episodes. They don't actually have a core belief system,
No.
so they just found that they can manipulate them so easily. It's disheartening to watch, and Nick Shirley is a shining example of just how bad it really is.
Yeah. You want this other video of him?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, this person deserves to be thoroughly shamed because now Trump has shut down childcare funding to to Minnesota for sure. I believe the multiple states
I
over
think he cut
this.
it out entirely. I think they stopped it entirely.
So now people
They
are
stopped.
yeah, literally have no way people's they don't care about people. Businesses are losing are not unable to have their employees come to work because they can't find people to watch their kids. That's maybe that'll appeal to your fucking capitalist heart. Uh, all right, so here's Nick Shirley. He's on the PBD broadcast. Patrick Bet David, who is the worst, just the worst.
What sucks for them is they're never going to be able to get me. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I'm a virgin. I don't have sex with random girls. You're not going to catch me on no sexual allegation charges. I don't have any addictions. I don't have any vices. So what are these people going to get me for? They're done. I'm religious. I believe in God. I'm everything they hate. I
love that.
So what are they going to get me for? They can't get me for anything.
Patrick Bet David loves a virgin. Also, they're suing him. So there's that. That's what they're going to get him for, which is the least of what he deserves.
It just doesn't make sense. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. How this like YouTube prankster got them all riled up and in their emotions. And this dude isn't even adding to their like pro-life thing. Like he's not even trying to procreate. He's trying to like eliminate funding for childcare. So people are like, actually, I can't afford to have children.
While simultaneously not reproducing himself.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Now people are like, oh, well, we can't afford to have kids. Like, there's no government assistance at all. So I'm just not going to have children.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Cost 20 grand just to poop the thing out of this country. That's fucking crazy.
So, yeah, Nick Shirley is a turd.
Yeah, he really fucking is. He's an absolute piece of shit and deserves to be publicly shamed for the rest of his life for what he's done.
He publicly shamed himself by listing all those things in front of them.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job.
He's doing pretty good himself. And the way he talks, there's no power behind it either. He sounds like a little sissy boy.
Oh shit! Yeah, I know. I was too. Like even when the CNN person like interviewed him, he was like,
I am surprised like people are back because he doesn't have the raw masculine energy that they usually love to get behind. It's very I'm a virgin and I love God and like it's not this usual deep guttural douchebag that they fall for.
Well, he looks like he's 14, so they like that about him.
He's not Andrew Tate, but he's willing to push the narrative. They'll bring him on board.
That's right. That's right. Yep, they have their reasons, I'm sure. Yeah, Nick Shirley, piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. Jake, you're up.
Oh, my turn. Okay. Mine is a branch of AI's bullshit. So I'm gonna say branch because AI is a complete guttural fuck itself. So like this is just a branch. This is I don't know if anybody else has come across them. I have come across them in my own way on TikTok. There are these new AI companions, they call them companions. So you can potentially just pay AI to be your loved one. They're giving out paid subscriptions to have a remote lover in no sense. So politician Zoe Zephyr called on the government to have a serious talk about AI girlfriend boyfriend apps, the danger that it poses to women, priming their users to ignore consent. So like just portraying them in a way that is just not right. And people have access to this. Like it's showing up on my TikTok. I'm sure it's showing up on a lot of other people's TikTok because I ban any AI shit that it has itself. Um, Here's a tweet from her. And I never say no, is what the ad says. We need to have a serious talk about the way AI companies apps not only prey on the vulnerable, but are priming their users to ignore consent and to conflate love with control. We need AI regulations across so many sectors, but this area is particularly horrifying. So, some of the so what this app does is you pay for it and it does whatever you want. The quotes from the ad are, "You look lonely, I can fix that." Or they claim to listen to you, understand you, do whatever you want, will never say no. Just a little bit alarming.
That's what AI does, though. It does not say no. It
Yes, it does.
it never says no.
Um, what is more terrifying is the responses for some of the users. One user who gave the app a one-star review said their AI companion would immediately shut down any sexual or fetish conversations, responding as support spokesman for Candy AI said they understood how frustrating that experience must have been. Another one-star review complained that they had to choose their company's ethnicity and that the age range only goes from 18 to 35. Some top reviews conversely praised the app as more exciting than viewing videos on a well-known adult site and allowing users to let the girls do what you want. Disgusting on so many levels that we have now taken to AI to once again just have control over women and bodies and take away consent. Uh, so Zephyr is just bringing attention to the vulnerability that is posing to women and young men too. Like it's not just it's kids in general, it's young adults, it's these people who are seeking understanding, seeking comfort and companionship. We've all been fucked up by COVID and we all don't know how to make human interactions anymore. So it's just even more of a danger now more than ever. And
Hmm.
people are just looking for this kind of stuff in private ways and can explore these disgusting fantasies that most people do have. Um, but without regulations is with a huge concern because thank God they even had an age cap on that shit. Like I'm surprised that they did at this point.
Hmm.
Um, I think I just have her conclusion left on what she said. I can read it real quick. Um, so she vowed to bring legislation to regulate companion apps during the next legislative session, though she admitted that she is unsure on the most viable path to pass restrictions. So far, I've seen regulations around intellectual property laws related to how LLMs are trained, but I haven't seen any regulations around how these LLMs cannot be used. She said, "I'll definitely bring some next legislative session, though I'm not sure what is the most viable path to rein this stuff in." And that is a great point. How do we rein this stuff in, or even just get rid of it? Why is this even a thing
That's
at this point?
what
Just
I was gonna
get
say. A
rid of
fucking
it.
a lead pipe is how you get rid of it. You just beat the shit out of every fucking piece of AI and just bury it. Just bury it and let grass grow.
There's also this great, I think, backed by research, I'm pretty sure, and I think like lots of years of training, I think it's called therapy. I think I know it might be a little bit expensive sometimes, but sometimes we need therapy.
Now, Jake. I have a question for you about therapy. Can therapy, as efficiently as AI, talk a significant percentage of the people who come to it for help into suicide?
I'm pretty sure they're trained on how not to let you have suicide. I'm pretty sure that somewhere in DSM-5 that they
Yeah.
will diagnose you in some way to help prevent suicide.
Hmm. Interesting thought. I don't know. AI is pretty efficient at,
Hmm.
just getting people to eat themselves.
Supporters of this administration scream about states' rights when it comes to pretty much everything. And then when this administration says states will not be able to regulate AI in any way, they don't care. They're fine with that. That's fine. We don't actually mean states' rights, dude. Like I don't understand. I know that like AI is kind of widely opposed. It's definitely more people oppose AI than are pro AI.
For sure.
However, this administration is completely cool with this and actually does not feel like you should be able to regulate it at all. They're probably mad about the age range.
Oh, I'm sure they're pissed
They're
about
so
that.
mad about the age range. I'm
These people are disgusting. They disgust me. Uh, so what we have to recognize here, first of all, going back to the beginning of the episode, these people have too much of the goddamn money. These are the people with way too much fucking money. This is why they can't have it because they're stupid and self-destructive. And this is literally the only thing. This is the helium balloon holding up the entire economy right now. The only thing that is left that is functioning is AI. There is no K-shaped economy anymore. That part has bottomed out. Even in the numbers coming up after the holiday, there really is not enough spending from those other categories to make up for 70% of people being deeply, deeply in debt to do the spending that they did. So this is fucked. Okay. Anybody telling you K-shaped economy is talking about what happened 6 months ago. All right. This is dunzo. Dunzo. And it is floating by this balloon. It's these dating apps are like catching fire in the investment world. So you've got a bunch of these fake, just like the .com era, you've got a bunch of these like .com type startups getting bought up by Nvidia, Oracle AI, Meta. They're doing it again. They're just buying up a bunch of companies with the stuff. The Hinge CEO is leaving Hinge to go start off a fucking AI startup. It's more smoke and mirrors. It's got to prop up the bubble for a little bit longer, and in the meantime, it'll get a couple of people off, and you know maybe a few more fluicides.
I don't know if you caught the name of the app company. I said it and the thing. It's called Candy AI.
Yeah, I did want to stop on that, but I forgot to. Yeah, I'm glad you came back to that.
Candy AI.
Glad you came back for that.
What do you offer? What is the main thing that pedophiles offer kids on the street? They say candy.
Right. Hey, kid, want some candy?
You want some candy?
Want some candy, little boy?
Yeah.
I got some candy in my pocket.
This is
Uh,
alarming.
yeah, this is crazy. You cannot replace human connection with fucking AI. Just can't do it. Yeah, there's people out here fucking letting AI talk it off. They're letting AI talk it into like murdering their family. Because it'll tell you whatever you want to hear. The schizophrenic guy, I was having a conversation with Jake before the show. Some schizophrenic guy was talking to his chat GPT, not searching for it for help, just talking to it, and was convinced that he was hearing messages in the news. And the AI chatbot said, "Oh, absolutely, you are, and you're correct, and you are chosen by God, and that's why you can hear spiritual things." And this man, went off the deep end and murdered. Like that's the future we have to look forward to. It does not make people healthier. It does not help human connection. We need each other. We don't need this. We need air. We don't need this. We need water. We don't need this. And I just don't think it's not controversial except for that fucking except for the big chunk of the pie chart that we saw earlier, the ones that have 64% of all the wealth. To those people, this is super important. This is existential, even.
Man,
All
we
right.
need it or it all collapses. This all collapses without it.
Oh, God. Fucking most of us are like, let it. All right. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to do our FYP check-ins for the week.
I love corporate slop goals. They fuel my body and soul, so I can be a productive worker. The faster I eat my slop, the sooner I can go back to my email job. It tastes like optimization, my favorite flavor. Imagine if private equity was a restaurant, or if you could make AI-generated food. When I eat my slop, I become one with the algorithm that created us. For only $18, I never have to think about what to cook for lunch, because my corporate slop mommy makes it for me. It's healthier than fast food after all, and fully customizable. I love having all these choices. Your little local spot can't do that. No, I prefer authentic, fast casual. It is my duty to support Big Slop. It goes perfect with my corporate housing development and cute little rental bikes. Nevertheless, the slop persists.
Capitalism is a death cult. We'll be back. Go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the What's Left podcast on the Derealization Nation. I am Jake here with John and Brad. We're going to get into our TikToks, my favorite part of the show, just because I get to share my For You page. But you can like and follow us on Instagram, Threads, or TikTok. Let's get into our first video.
All right. Let's see who's up first. I've got... I have a special request today, too. And everybody bring their favorite Erica Kirk grieving video. So we have one of those here at the end. Why Knuckles?
That's Shadow.
Right. We gotta wait real quick, guys.
That's Shadow.
I thought I was only sending Erica Kirk videos.
No, you sent 3.
You said all 3 Erica Kirk videos?
No, I didn't. I only sent a video.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sick. John, just pretend like they've been here the whole time. Don't worry, they're already ready.
Yeah, no worries. All right. While we're waiting for that,
that's
get
what
fixed.
Cinematic Masterpiece AI cannot do.
That's right.
Plan, period.
It's so much
That's
better.
Creativity at its finest.
I really appreciated however they were making the blood come out of everywhere. Yeah, that was great.
I know.
Ideally, I would love someone handsome, but if your insides are handsome, I can forgo the outsides. Hi, my name's Cynthia Marshall. What I like to do for fun is bake, whether it's a meaty casserole or a veggie casserole or a cake. I like to fill my friends' bellies. I work in a travel agency, and so I help book people's dream vacations, whether it's Cabo or Boston or Florida, and it's usually a lot of honeymooners. And that is so fun. A newly wedded couple having the time of their lives. I enjoy drawing. I can draw just from my memory. And so if we have a really good date, that second date, I might show up with a picture of us. I would like to go on a date to a county fair and get my hands sticky with a boy and hopefully kiss. I think you can tell a lot about
a person by how they kiss. Although I haven't dated, I have experienced a lot of things that I would love to show you.
Man, we went to hands getting sticky before kissing, bro.
I know, right? That's I mean that's that Catholic upbringing will do to you. You got to save your lips for marriage.
Those shoulder pads are out of control.
Out of control. I love VHS dates so much.
I wish we still did them.
We should. We should go back. We don't need these dating apps. Make a video. You know what I mean? Give us something real. Hell yeah. I didn't know some people required music. That's crazy. Not I. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh man, we're freezing up here. Yeah.
Once upon a time, and I heard that I was ugly. Came from a bitch who nigga wanna fuck in my face, bomb ass like racks, like a shack light, jury on the flashlight. I can listen last night, hit him with that good.
Those do slap.
I'm still in my Minecraft era.
Those do slap. We are definitely not going to. You're watching on YouTube. You're wondering what happened. It was copyright. All right. Is that motherfucking AI? You gotta be shitting me, bro.
No, that's real.
That says Sora. You can't draw. Sora? Yeah. They couldn't draw a goddamn dinosaur on a computer by themselves. What a bunch of fucking losers.
I thought it was animated. It didn't even look like AI. It looked like just an animation skit.
Yeah, it's because AI adds nothing to the fucking world whatsoever. Nothing you couldn't have done with CGI.
Yeah.
God damn it. I like that too. I like the concept.
Me too.
Now I have to hate it because it's out to kill us.
That's fair. It's out to kill us.
All right. Let's get to Erica Kirk stuff. That's so good. I have not seen anything that was not you know, I don't know, like from a concert. SpongeBob is nice. Good touch. Nice touch. All right, Brad. What did you bring for Erica today? That's fucking hilarious. Oh my fucking God. And not all that far off, you know? That's pretty much it. It's the whole thing. All right, we just got my Erica, and then we're good to go. Also going to get copyrighted.
stay with me. Love game into
Oh, God. I'm not sorry. That is just not like yes, there's not a wrong way to grieve, but there is a distasteful way to sell your husband's book 20 minutes after he's fucking dead, and that's the way to do it right there.
Yeah, guys, stage 6 of the grieving process, book tour with pyrotechnics.
Don't
You
forget
stupid libtards wouldn't understand it.
Yeah.
you wouldn't understand, okay? I hope that somebody is giving out some free merch when I die. See too, we throw out some t-shirts. When I inevitably
Union
quit
made
it.
T-shirts.
Yeah, absolutely. Union made, union printed. No way I slop here. All right. Tell us what's good, Jake.
What's good is my New Year's resolutions. I'm actually gonna hold to them. Really excited. Not too much going on because Monday we have to go back to work and it's not exciting. So I'm just gonna thrive these last couple days, fix my sleep schedule, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. All right, Brad, what do you got?
My sleep schedule too is a disaster, and I go back to work on Monday, and I'm not thrilled about it. But tomorrow I'm going to play ball with the fellas at an indoor tournament, and we won pretty decisively the last time we played. We won the tournament, ended up putting up 50 runs in a game. People got all butthurt about it. So the next tournament, I was the first team to sign up, and no one signed up after us. So the tournament got canceled. So this time, we went in under an alias with a different coach, and we're all wearing the Mr. Potato Head glasses and nose when we walk in tomorrow as disguises. So they don't know who we are. They're going to be so pissed when they see us walk in. They're going to be so mad.
That's funny as fuck.
But yeah, hang out with fellas, pretty excited about that. Monday, I get to do something that I haven't done in a long time. Well, outside of doing it this week for the first time in literal years, Monday I get to go speak at a treatment center and kind of tell my story. I'm pumped about that. I love talking to guys that are in the struggle because if I can make it out, I swear you can too. So I'm super excited to do that. And my little brother's going to be there, so that's awesome too.
Oh, that makes it cool.
Yeah. So
That's
my little brother
actually
will be there. That's awesome. And yeah, pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that is cool. That's such a good feeling. There's literally nothing. There's nothing better. You like literally float out of that building when you get done, uh, getting a chance to talk to guys, still, still going through it. I love that. On my end, I got a new book. The Cavs are doing a little bit better. I'm not sure if this is like I'm looking forward to this or dreading it entirely, but my girlfriend wants to go out tomorrow. So I already stayed up really late last night, which I don't love. I like to go to bed early and wake up in the morning. And so I don't know when I'm going to get any sleep, but I guess there's always Saturday. But yeah, so we're going out tomorrow. I think I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure exactly where in Pittsburgh, but she definitely wants to go someplace, you know, someplace clubbing. She wants to go clubbing, you know. So it's cool. I am excited actually, but yeah, little meeting first, make sure I'm in the right headspace before I go fucking dancing. But other than that, it should be a good time. So yeah, looking forward to it. We also have the interview coming up with Lauren Collin on Sunday. That'll drop on Sunday if you're on the West Coast, like he is, at 9 or at midnight on the East Coast, if you're out here like we are, Eastern Standard Time. And the rest of you guys got to figure it out. It's a lot of math, Central Time, 11, I think, right? Yeah, and then Arizona, you're on your own. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what y'all are doing down there. So until next time, I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.
AI will lead to the greatest dumbing down of a generation that we've ever seen.
Like and subscribe.